Bookworm are representative of the Obsidian tier, and Spooty are representative of the Crystal tier. However, Bookworm definitely does have a place in Crystal. Maybe not this week, but some time down the line, possibly. So, despite the difference in tiers, both of these racers can definitely take some loots this set. Thanks for the host, TTF. Bookworm getting any wins probably puts them in Crystal, as Sivir says, so... Who's getting bopped out? Who's the weakest link in Crystal? I don't know who's in Crystal this week. But feel free to speculate. Immediately we have a Ring of Piercing and a Strength up in form of the Strength Charm for Spooty. This is Piercing Warhammer. At least 3 damage, too. This is a pretty insane start. Bookworm, meanwhile, getting Crown of Thorns, but having Piercing Warhammer with additional damage up is... Oh my. This early as well. Only 130 into the Fortissimo 1. Bookworm will get it as well with an additional Crown of Thorns. You're gonna be matching a lot of enemies with that. Taking up a bit of armor as well. Could do Bookworm wonders here. But yeah. This is an Obsidian Warhammer. Dealing 4 damage on that Minotaur there. So Spooty and Bookworm are gonna be doing 2 to 4 piercing damage with this Warhammer. This is already such a crazy build. And there's a tier 3 cracked wall. Ring of Strength for Spooty, but definitely does not need that. Spooty using the dragon in order to crack open the tier 3 wall, but it is never the food shop. And on to the Zone 2 boss, which will be King Konga for both racers. Bookworm being a bit behind, but nothing unsurmountable at all. There's Heal Spell in purple for Spooty as well, so... Hit a regeneration. Bookworm already has the Crown of Thorns. We'll just pass up on Heal Spell. Not worth the time, actually. That is an interesting choice, but at this level of racing, those beats saved can mean a lot. Especially because that was a King Konga chest, so checking chests is no small investment. And both racers moving on to Core Riff at the same time. Bookworm having Pulse is able to deal with the trapdoor better. But nonetheless, that is still Piercing Warhammer for both ends. So the trapdoor isn't even gonna exist for that long, no matter what. And Bookworm continuing to skip chests will be able to gain a bit of time on Spooty. There's a potion room. And Bookworm has means to pick it up. But Cheese as well is definitely gonna save it for the stairs. But no, that was such a good use of Cheese. Not saving it for stairs, saving it for iframes, that works as well. May even save more time than stairs food. But more rings for Spooty. Not any rings that will beat out Piercing though. If anything will beat out Piercing, it'd be probably Courage, if even. I do have a solution for that, Koopy, if you want to know. But my internet has been doing a bit weird. Its speed is fine, but its latency is horrible. We have a goo hit from Bookworm, one of the disadvantages of using Warhammer, and with about 5 minutes on the board, we are on to Deep Blues 4. Bookworm being a bit more efficient, using Pulse Spell, I mean. Allowing Bookworm to do things that Spooty isn't. Swap off to Obsidian Longsword for Bookworm. Allow Bookworm to push more, but Piercing Warhammer is just really good. Bookworm going down to half a heart too. So needing to play careful will cost time, and then will also lead to a death. Spooty having the space to work here. Just needs to finish off Dead Ringer and the Necrodancer in order to get the first loot. And easy Dead Ringer fight for Spooty. Has enough bombs along with a bomb spell in order to go with it too, as a little bonus. And there we go. First loot will go to Spooty with a pretty incredibly fast time with that early Piercing Warhammer. Base room time of 7:30. And on to the next seed for both racers. And we are already going off. Immediate glass torch for both racers. Carrot as well. But still, early damage up is great to have. Especially enough to crack open crates. Which Bookworm will eat the carrot for mapping. A heal spell for Spooty as well. Bookworm will go and fetch that bit on the way to the exit. There's a tier 2 cracked wall that Bookworm is going to check. It will be the blood shop. Not the best items in here. And no way to kill for the blood drum either. Spooty, moving along. Spending less time in order to build and just moving. Oh, Bookworm going down to a Black Skeleton in the trapdoor room. Suffering a pretty severe early death. Dying this early definitely is recoverable from, but you are going against Spoody. And Spoody spending the time to build up a bit, but not too much. Just peeking at items along the way. And a hand pickup for Spoody. Lots of health to work with. We'll eat the carrot for mapping. I will not find anything too revealing from that map. Nonetheless, Spoody moves on. CoNDOR X 2. Managed to get CoNDOR X free with a staff hit. For a very quick CoNDOR X fight. Checking black for a titanium whip. Pretty sad, but last staff definitely isn't the worst to have in lieu of a titanium whip. And tier 3 cracked wall for Spoody. Doesn't seem like Spoody will check it. Bookworm on the run back. Utilizing the broadsword there to just knock out the mole. Very nice weapon swap. An interesting trapdoor room, having the left wall of the trapdoor room be made out of shop walls. It's a more decadent trapdoor room than we usually see. Spoody not being able to find much out of this lead besides maybe the armor, the torch, the boots. Definitely good things to have, but not race-winning items. They can end up winning races, but typically looking for something more than that. But any advantage right now is an advantage still. Blunderbuss for Bookworm. Will not be taking that meme weapon. City and Broadsword swap for Spoody. Can start to utilize that heal spell now in order to tank hits with the chainmail too. So Bookworm finding Ring of Pain on the run back. Not too far behind now. Trying to find some move dig here in the form of the curd shovel. Blood shovel is a fine shovel to have still. Allows for that early Necrodancer hit, but that can only save so much time that may even just be lost by trying to get some move dig anyways, but better to get something than nothing out of that. Oh, a bit of a hairy situation for Bookworm, but handles it nicely as Spoody stomping over traps with those lead boots. Great job navigating that pixie for Spoody, if that makes any sense. But we'll take a hit anyways and pop the freeze. But pixie manipulation, making sure it doesn't blow up, though making it blow up might have been not too bad there, as Bookworm losing the glass staff, so having nothing much more to contend with here. We'll still try, but we'll get taken out by Yellow Skeleton Mage. Yellow Wind Mage. Not having any armor like Spooty does. Armor is pretty good. Yeah. After losing that glass staff, don't really have much to go against Spooty with at the moment, so... Oh, but Spooty taking a pretty big hit from that dragon. Going down to 1 heart and has Seal Spell though, so it should be able to make up a bit of it back as Spooty continues on to Dead Ringer. Doing some Japanese strats, using 2 bombs, and it will be fine. So, on to the Necrodancer with 4 bombs to spare. Not really to spare because those will get used up, but 4 bombs to use. And some good lures for Spooty here. Good lures and good teleports will be a pretty fast Necrodancer fight for a race room time of 8:10. Second loot will go to Spooty as well. GG. Sub 8 slow play. Yeah. Only was a zone ahead, but then Bookworm did go down again. But still. Speedy pace. Very speedy pace. As we are about to proceed to our next seed. Immediate trapdoor for both racers. Gonna see if Bookworm can fit a loot on the board against Spooty here. Am I grabbing Spooty tough after? Is that happening after? I don't know. I don't look that far ahead because I want to see if other people want to take commentary instead. But sure, if no one else does, I would not mind taking that. $15, sure. You have a glass shop kill for Spooty. We'll take the glass jaw. So fun times ahead. It's going to be doing a massive 8 damage with that harp. Bookworm will do the same thing. Using a harp there to aggro or riff for Spooty. It's a pretty neat thing to do. Bookworm will do the fight the standard way. Man, that early aggro. It's going to save quite a bit of time, actually. An electric dagger for Spooty, along with a Ring of War. And a glass cat for Bookworm, but probably will swap up to electric dagger as well. Then again, if you're on jaw, staying on this cat wouldn't be bad, I guess. If anything can go toe to toe with an electric dagger, it would be an 8 damage glass cat. But bit of a conjure for Spooty will swap off to Ring of Pain. So very strong rings coming out. Bookworm will do the same. We have pretty much build parity. Was that? Was that kill for Bookworm? That was pretty cool. Using the mushroom to proc the electric dagger in Pain. What was that? That was What? That's so cool! But Spooty, losing the glass armor, is running raw glass jaw. Does have a potion though. That's not completely raw. Trim was a buffer. Oh. Right, has enough damage to just hit anyways. So not as cool as I thought. Darn it. Nonetheless, Bookworm managing to swap off with the glass jaw with that kill. Also picks up heavy plate, so not only a helmet swap, but a pretty effective kill for that armor as well. Spooty handling this glass jaw very well. Kind of expected though. It is Spooty. And pretty much from any of these top tier racers. Nonetheless, popping off glass jaw would be pretty beneficial, as Ring of Pain and Electric Dagger is fine to have without any kind of damage ups. Evil Shopkeeper for Spooty. Will not check what's in there. Bookworm about a floor behind, trying to take a Telemonkey, but won't travel far with it. And Spooty continues onward, with Bookworm about half a floor behind, taking a ton of hits to try to make up time over Spooty's glass jaw. And some pretty aggressive earths coming out as well. But Spooty still running very well despite not being able to take hits. Oh, and there's a hit for Spooty. Glass jaw will break, so no more damage up. Was fun while that lasted. Doesn't have any kind of protection to be able to tank as nearly as aggressively as Bookworm can. But Bookworm, as Sponsor points out, not enough bombs. Not an enviable spot to be in. As Spooty will be the first one down to Dead Ringer. Don't know what Spooty's trying to do. Doing some earths. Felt like that went a bit awkwardly, but I suppose not much more time needed than the earth strat that Bookworm uses, but both racers onto the Necrodancer fight, and Bookworm still not having enough bombs, needing to do butt puzzles as Spooty already has the Necrodancer free. So unless something goes catastrophically wrong on Spooty's Necrodancer fight, this is Spooty's to take. And there we go. Spooty with a .D of 710. GG's. $6.59 in-game time. 6:59.97. Nice.